Hello everyone, welcome to Concept Medical Lectures by Dr. Sudarshan. Today's topic is neurofibromatosis type 1. This is a very important topic for entrance exams and clinically also you have to diagnose this one. Okay. Before going in depth about the neurofibromatosis, just go through disclaimer. What is neurofibromatosis? Neuro means nerve, fibromatosis means tumor. These are tumors of the nerves. These neurofibromatosis are tumors of nerves. These are basically classified into three types: NF1, neurofibromatosis 1, neurofibromatosis 2, and schwannomatosis. Three types of neurofibromatosis are there. All these three are clinically and genetically different. Neurofibromatosis 1, 2, and schwannomatosis are clinically and genetically different. Today's topic is neurofibromatosis 1. Neurofibromatosis 1. What is the mode of inheritance of neurofibromatosis 1? It is autosomal dominant mode of inheritance. Why it happens? Due to mutation in NF1 gene. Due to mutation in NF1 gene, which lead to tumors of nerves and consequence leading of these tumors of nerves. This neurofibromatosis, I told, main mode of inheritance is autosomal dominant. Of approximately 50% of inheritance is autosomal dominant. Remaining 50% will be sporadic mode of inheritance. This is approximate incidence. Okay. Mainly neurofibromatosis is clinical diagnosis. Two out of these seven features present below, if it is there, we have to suspect clinically neurofibromatosis. First thing is capillate spot. When it is significant, when there are six or more capillate spots, each one measuring more than 5 mm in prepubertal age. In post-pubertal age, more than 15 mm of capillate spot is significant. This is first feature. The second one is axillary or inguinal freckling. One more thing I forgot. This capillate spot is the hallmark of neurofibromatosis. Almost 100% of neurofibromatosis will have capillate spot. This is a hallmark of neurofibromatosis. Okay. The second one is axillary or inguinal freckling. These are hyperpigmented macules present in the axilla or inguinal region. The third one is two or more Lisch nodules. What are these Lisch nodules? These Lisch nodules are nothing but hematomas present over the iris. Present over the iris. What is the significance of this one is, what is the incidence is, less than 3 years, the incidence is less than 10%. As the child grows, the incidence increases. Once the child reaches the 21 years, it will reach almost 100% will have these Lisch nodules. Means as the child grows, the incidence of these Lisch nodules are increasing. One more thing is with slit lamp microscopy, we can easily identify these Lisch nodules. Lisch nodules are best seen in slit lamp microscopy. Next thing is two or more neurofibromas. These neurofibromas are nothing but purple color lesions present over the nerves or skin or rarely viscera, or one plexiform neurofibromas. Okay, these plexiform neurofibromas are diffuse lesions with coarse screen present over the lesion. Regarding the bone lesions, they'll have sphenoid dysplasia or osteolytic lesions. Next thing is optic gliomas. These are around 15 to 25% of incidence. Among these 15 to 25%, around 20 to 30% will show clinical symptomatology. These are tumors on the eye. Okay, optic nerve. Next thing is first degree relative with clinical features of NF1. So among these seven features, if any of the two are there, then we have to clinically suspect the neurofibromatosis. These are nothing but capillate spots more than 5 mm and 6 in number in prepubertal age, or more than 15 mm in post-pubertal age. During pubertal age, sorry, not post-pubertal. During pubertal age, more than 15 mm, and pre-pubertal age, more than 5 mm is significant. These are Lisch nodules. These are nothing but hamartomas present over the iris. These are neurofibromatous lesions. This one I told, right? This is the plexiform lesion. Plexiforms are diffuse lesion with coat skin over the lesion. This is regarding. Then how to approach this child is a multidisciplinary approach involving multiple physicians or doctors. One is a group approach, multidiscipline approach involving ophthalmologist, neurologist, and multiple team members because we don't know they'll have variable modes of presentation. Orthopedician, neurologist, ophthalmologist. At least the child should visit yearly once, at least. Okay, at least once he has to visit the hospital yearly once. Okay, clear, right? If any vision problem is there, they have to immediately visit the ophthalmologist. Okay.